I am super glad to have you guys all on the call. For anybody who might be new, I'm Melissa Kramer. I'm your Emerald upline, and I do these trainings every Monday night. We're always here, same place, same time. But after saying that, I will say we will not be here next Monday night because it is Labor Day. So whenever a holiday falls on a Monday, obviously we skip that week. I'll be sure to put some videos for training out in my team page that week, but we will not have a team training on Monday night, this coming Monday, because it's going to be Labor Day. So real quick, I wanted to do some, just give you some information that I always start with, kind of administrative information. It is the 29th of the month, so that means it is month end. And at month end, every month, it is super important that you go check certain things in your back office. There's a new one this month. You have to go check your annual web hosting. And I have a post in my team page, and I have a video in my team page. You can look up AWH, just that search AWH or annual web hosting if you do not know what I'm talking about. But if your web hosting, your annual fee is not paid in full, $34.95 every year, if you've been with the company for more than 1 year at this point, go in and check and make sure that your annual web hosting is paid in full, because otherwise you will not get paid this month. So for example, if mine were not paid, I would not be paid this month, just like if yours is not paid, you will not be paid this month. So you absolutely have to go in and check that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't know where to go to my team page, Plexus with a Purpose, and search magnifying glass AWH or annual web hosting, and that will show you a video of how to go find the places to check and an email that we received from corporate. Also, backup orders. It's the time of the month where people who wait for their backup order to ship as their product usually are expecting their product, and sometimes credit cards don't go through. So whether it's a customer whose credit card didn't go through or someone in your downline, there are two different reports to go look at: your customer report or your downline genealogy report. And both of those are super important. It is your job to remind people to go get their product. So to get their backup order to ship. So anyone who looks like they should have wanted their backup order to ship and it hasn't, go ahead and reach out to them, make sure that they get that because they want their products. Anybody who doesn't have a backup order turned on but they have PV, go ahead and call them, email them, Facebook them, whatever, message them and tell them, because they won't get paid this month. If you don't have an active backup order, even if it never ships, you don't get paid. Everybody's got to have a backup order on. And that's kind of our typical month-end standard policies and procedures, is check for people who need to get paid, they don't have their backup order on, check for backup orders that didn't ship and reach out to those people, and then check on those annual web hosting fees. So that's the end of that. You might have hopefully seen in my team page, again, Plexus with a Purpose, today, I announced that we're going to be doing a Back to Fitness group that's going to start the Tuesday after Labor Day, and I'm super excited about that. It is open to anyone. So it is open to your friend who does Plexus, your friend who doesn't do Plexus, your mama, your daddy, I don't care, former ambassadors, ambassadors now, your best friend, whomever. There will be some Plexus discussion in there, but there will also be lots and lots of information on how to eat healthy, what are macronutrients, how to track your food by macronutrient, which really has changed my life. After adding Plexus and then doing this, it's a great combination. And just a whole bunch of health and wellness information. So it is really open to anyone who just wants to get back to fitness as our kids are getting off to school. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to start the day after Labor Day, and it's going to run for 30 days. And so there's a group that you can join, and then you can add your friends as you invite them, and they acknowledge that they want to be in it. Don't spam add them. But if you message your mama and say, hey, I want you to do this with me, or your best friend or whoever, then, or advertise it on Facebook and people say they want to do it with you, then they can be added. So hope that helps. Those are all my announcements for today. So tonight we are doing a training on going from silver to gold, which is a huge step. It's one of the hardest things in this business is to get from silver to gold, because you're doing a lot of it on your own. And I think you'll hear that a lot from our three lovely ladies who are going to be presenting with us tonight. So I am going to start with Renee. And can you unmute yourself, or I can unmute you? All right, I got you. Renee, are you good?
Yep.
Hey.
Hello. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Renee. I'm a grandmother of 4 beautiful babies. Well, not babies anymore, but I work full-time as a legal assistant for our local district attorney's office. And some of the things I do might seem a little weird, but I'll start off with my weird one first. I am a cashier stalker. When I'm shopping in big stores like Walmart or Target, I will scroll up and down the aisles and look at my cashiers before I check out. I just kind of look to see if, I don't know, they look tired, or you know how you can kind of tell if someone likes to talk, or if you see a really older lady, probably not. But if I see the younger people, and then I kind of try to shop too in the mornings, early mornings when it's not so busy, so I can take time to talk to the cashiers. So I'll just start off with something like, oh gosh, did you work all night, or are you tired, or just kind of say something and see if I can get them to talking. And then I just say, oh, hey, I know what that's like. Have you heard of Plexus Worldwide and blah, 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 and off I go, something real quick. So that's one of the goofy things I do. Sometimes it does not work very well, but sometimes it does. They're willing to take a sample or something. So then I give them one of my little sample cards with the slim stuck to it. And one of the things I have been learning to do is to see if I can get contact information from them. And Liza helped me with that, and it didn't kill me, so I was quite excited about that. So I'm kind of getting out of my comfort zone on that. So that's one of the goofy things I do. I also do vendor shows, craft shows, flea markets. You can Google in wherever you live. I've had some good success with customers. I've gotten one customer out of almost every craft show I've done, or vendor show. And a good customer can make a good ambassador someday. So I also really watch who likes my posts, and then I write their name down, especially if it's someone I really don't know that just I'm friends with on Facebook for some reason. And then I wait a few days, and then I just send them a quick little message like, hey, I saw you liked one of my posts. Is there something that interested you or not? And just see if I can get some kind of contact that way. The other thing I do with Facebook is I watch people's posts. I actually just got a new ambassador 2 weeks ago because I saw a lady, and I actually had never personally met her, but I knew she was local, and she was complaining about migraines. So I sent her a private message and I said, hey, would you like to try something for free? And I met up with her, and she tried the ease cream on her temples and behind her ear, and she signed up 2 days later. So that was Tammy, who couldn't make it tonight on the call because she's working, but so I do watch that. I do watch for when people post, oh, I'm tired all the time, or oh, I'm so cranky, or, and then I send them a private message. I also obviously do of course, the usual. I post every single day, morning, noon, and night. Now, like I said earlier, I work full-time at a very stressful job, so I post before I go to work. I post on my lunch. Sometimes I sneak in a post on break. And then, of course, I post at night, too. And one thing I just started doing, well, I shouldn't say just start, but I started doing more of, is donating Plexus baskets to benefits. And you're always seeing a benefit for this person or that person. So I just contact the person who invited me to the event and ask them if they wanted me to donate a basket. And I put in like 2-3 day trials. I do ease, I do the shakes. And then I girly it up too. I put lotions in there and, make them pretty. So I try to stick with, of course, my pink theme and stuff. But I've gotten 2 customers, I'd say, in the last year with that, and one is now an ambassador. So those are some of the things I do. Like I said, the only really goofy one is my stalking of cashiers, but it's fun. So that's kind of what I do.
That's awesome. And Chris McCall, who is very goofy, but he is a diamond, and so is his wife, Susie. They do that all the time. They talk to waitresses. They talk to their cashiers. He actually did a video just this last week that talks about how to talk. Haley put it in the team focus group, I think, and it talked about how to talk to your cashier or your waitress or whatever in 15 seconds. So you're right. That's awesome that you do that, because, if Double Diamonds are doing it, then it's a good thing to do for sure. So Liza had a question, and she asked, and I was wondering the same thing. So Tammy, who you saw she was having migraines on Facebook, how and why are you Facebook friends with her, or how did you see what she was posting?
I don't even know how we became Facebook friends at first, but then we found out it was through a mutual friend. We must have commented on somebody's post, because we've been friends for like 9 months on Facebook. And I never physically met her. And she lives in Pulaski, which is probably like 20 minutes from where I live. She liked a couple of my posts several months ago. So she was one on my list that I would kind of, hey, I noticed you liked one of my posts. And then she kept liking my posts, so I started commenting on her posts. So I would see her stuff and she would see my stuff, and I just happened to see it on a Saturday morning about her headaches. So I think I got lucky on that one, but I try to comment on other people's posts so my stuff shows up in their newsfeed and vice versa.
Absolutely.
I kind of think I got lucky on finding her.
I love that. And I love the fact that there are a lot of things that you just shared that are really not necessarily the normal, post on Facebook every day and, blah, blah, blah. Like, you actually are a go-getter who is intentionally seeking out new ambassadors on your team. You're not waiting for them to fall into your lap and contact you.
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And you're teaching your team to do the same, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Awesome. Well, right. That is fantastic. I love it. I love it. Thank you. And I actually wrote some things down that I'm going to start doing. So, yay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So second, we are going to hear from Shanna, I do believe. All right. Renee muted herself. Thanks, girl. Shanna, are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome.
So I apologize right now if it's a little bit noisy. My husband got stuck at work, and I have all the little ones downstairs. I told them to be quiet, but we'll see how that goes. There's a lot in there. So
don't worry about it. You remember multiple trainings I've done with like Aiden on me or running around or, working husbands. You got to do what you got to do. So.
Right. Yes, definitely.
Cool.
But anyways, I'm Shanna Verhagen. I've been with Plexus for a year now, and I'm a mother of 8 children, one with special needs. I'm a stay-at-home mom and loving it. I've always been a stay-at-home mom, but now that I'm able to input and help my husband and earn some extra income and even more has just been really super amazing. So, but for me personally, I feel like consistency was huge for me. When I went from silver to gold, my son was very, very sick. He was in the hospital. He was puking every day. I had stress to the max. Like, seriously, it was insane. But I didn't give up. And he even had surgery. He got a feeding tube. It was just, it was a very, very hard time. But that was big for me, was my consistency. I continued to post every day. I continued to answer questions. I continued to push through because my goal and my dream was big enough. And I think that's super, super important. When our why is like really big, like in the storms of life that happen, we can definitely push through anything. So if you don't have a big why, definitely sit down, think about it, and get it, because, you know, life happens. And like I said, I mean, I did have a rock star on my team. You know, she did amazing, but, you know, I still did what I needed to do. And I put my effort into it every single day. And so, yes, definitely consistency. And consistency in posts, connecting and still building those relationships, self-development, you know, continue to listen to podcasts, reading marketing books, listening to the Diamond documentaries, and you know, continuing to build yourself. And I love the phrase, get your degree in network marketing. And that's so true, because we have to sit there and every single day commit to learning and building and growing. And that's how we're going to do it. So as well as follow up, you know, in the midst of all of that mess, I was still following up with my customers, my ambassadors. I was still asking them, can I help you? Do you need anything? And they're like, are you crazy, lady? You're in the hospital right now. Go be with your son. And I'm like, no, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to you. I'm still committed to my family. But I know when I said yes to Plexus and I want to build this business, I'm still here for you. You know, I mean, I obviously waited out. You know, he wasn't like so super crazy sick, and he wasn't not taken care of or whatever. But you know what I mean? So I just think that no matter what, we have to be consistent in all those areas. So that could have been a downfall for me, but you know, I think that I learned to step up and push through. So you need to be okay with being told no. That's another huge thing. I wrote this down because I didn't want to just flow with it, but I think it's really great. I don't know about you guys, but I have a fear of rejection. That to me is like, seriously, I was so scared to hear that word no. And I think that it's because hey guys, can you quiet down, please? Thank you. We have trained ourselves somehow. We've trained our brains that when we hear the word no, that it's rejection, that it's somebody telling us that they don't like us or etc. You know, think about it in a positive way instead. When people tell us no, we should not be afraid of asking people how we can help them. We should be proud and excited regardless of the outcome. And if you're getting no's, that means you're asking people. That means you're out there, you're talking to people. So it's a good thing. And we have to definitely get so many no's before, you know, we can proceed and be on that stage as Diamond or Emerald or whatever it might be. How many no's did they get? I'm sure they got a lot. So we have to hear that word no, and we have to, you know, get into those personal development books and different things and build our belief in ourselves so that, you know, we can push past through that rejection of hearing that no. Please stop. Sit down. Sit down, please. Sit down. Thank you. The other thing is getting outside of your comfort zone. That was huge. Like, that was a game changer for me. And I think just one tip, do one thing a day that makes you uncomfortable. This is the life of a stay-at-home networking mama, okay? So I'll just wrap it up here. My last thing is 100% belief. You have to have belief. You have to have the belief, 100%. And I'm serious, because if you don't, you're going to end up sliding down that muddy slope and you're going to fall off and you're going to get off track, and that's just not going to be good because you're not going to be able to push forward. You know, belief in the company, belief in yourself, belief in network marketing, and then belief in the products. So, and if you have that 100% belief, then your actions are going to follow from that. So.
Awesome. I love it. Hey, and honestly, that's life. And I mean, it really does show that, like, we can do this. If Shanna can do this with, you know, a bunch of kids running around and craziness of life, and, you know, y'all know my life's insane, and there's just so much going on for everybody that we can still get out and do this. So I love it. I really love having a big enough why, which is really huge. And they talk about having a why that makes you cry, because you really think about the like the gut core of your why. You know, you might want to be Emerald because of the money, but it's not really the money. It's what the money is going to get you. It's the kids in private school because they're being bullied in public school, or the, you know, special strollers for our special needs kids. Or, you know, for me, it's like being able to just write a check for a nurse because my insurance won't pay for it and I have no respite care. You know, just whatever it is that really, that is what makes you cry about your why, not having the money. The money itself is not. It's what is that money for? And then on podcasts, Shanda, what do you listen to?
I listen to Eric Worre, and I forget, I should have gotten the other guy's name. I can look and then I'll post it in the comments. I believe it's your online upline, or your online network. I'll look it up. I forget his name.
Okay.
But it's amazing. I go and I work out on the treadmill for a half an hour and I listen to that, and I'm serious. I get so inspired every single time I listen to it. I walk away and I'm just like super pumped. So they're amazing.
Tiffany, your virtual upline.
Yes, that's it. And when you look that up, look up The Miracle Morning.
The Miracle Morning. That was a specific podcast?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Love it. Okay, that is all fantastic, and I appreciate it so much. So you can mute yourself so you can have a little peace. Awesome. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Everything she said is so true. And I'll tell you, the comfort zone, I mean, that is huge, you guys. If you're not doing something seriously every single day to get outside of your comfort zone in some way, nothing really great is happening in your comfort zone. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So the really great stuff that happens, whether it's with your family, your relationships, your friendships, this business, happens outside your comfort zone. And I try really hard to get out of my comfort zone a lot. I feel like God pushes me, shoves me, possibly kicks me out of my comfort zone a lot. But your business isn't growing if you're not willing to have that like butterflies in your stomach kind of a feeling to get out of your comfort zone. So that was a huge, totally 100% agree with that. And being okay with being told no. I remember the first time I had a customer turn off or cancel their order, and I took it so personally, and I just thought like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Like I feel so sick. And it's not about you. It's not. 100%. When someone says no, when a customer turns off, when an ambassador quits, it's not about you. So you have to remove yourself from that. They don't like me, or they're mad at me, or they're saying no to me. A great analogy, and then we'll move on, but a great analogy is they talk about being a waitress and serving coffee. And every time you walk around and you ask someone if they want coffee and they say no, do you like go cry in a corner because somebody didn't want the coffee that you just offered? Like, no, you have no personal connection with that coffee. You know, all you're doing is offering it. Some people will want it. Some people won't. Some people will change their minds. You are a waitress serving coffee. You have to think of it that way. I know it's a fantastic analogy, and it really does make you kind of disconnect from the no and go, oh, she just doesn't want my coffee, you know, and that's okay. It's not a reflection of me. So anyway, I could go on and on, but I will not. We have Crystal, who is our last lovely lady, who is going to talk with us tonight. And I just unmuted you. Are you there, girl?
Yes, I am. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
Writing down like all this amazing stuff.
I know. Me too.
So good. I love the coffee analogy. It's really good. So I'm a stay-at-home mom too, and basically going from silver to gold. My biggest thing was learning more product knowledge. I feel like as like a silver ambassador, you can just kind of know like one-liners about everything, but really to make it further, you really need to know like the quirks of things, like that Ease can help with a stomach bug, or like that Ease cream could help with migraines if you put it behind your ears or whatever. So it's like those things that are not really advertised, but that has helped in it. So I think you just really need to dive deeper in it, because you see those all the time on Facebook, or you just hear people and they're like, my kid comes home with stomach bugs all the time, and you're like, here, I have this awesome thing for you, or things that you just wouldn't normally think of that way. So also just to try more products. When you're a silver ambassador, normally you just started on the triplex because that's what we all start on. But try more stuff. Get your kids on the vitamins or you on the vitamins. Or I know one girl who, Timmy Yancey, she talks about all the time that she gets her granny to try all these things so that she knows how it affects old people, because she needs to know how it affects different people in their different life stages. So just get everyone trying all these things around you and get honest opinions on them so that you can have better knowledge to tell people who are coming to you. And then also getting out of your comfort zone is like a huge thing. I feel like you can make your list of 100 and you can talk to all these people, but you're going to have to add to that list. And to do that, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone and meet new people. We just moved to like a totally new area and I know no one, and you're like, I force myself to go to the library and meet new people, or I force myself to go to the playground and actually talk to someone so that I can add them to my Facebook page. And it's not always like you need to talk about Plexus right then, but just to constantly be making these new contacts and put yourself out there just to see who you can connect with. But also business cards were like a big thing for me starting after I was silver, I guess. Just people need that, like that tangible thing in their hand where they can see that you're like this legitimate business almost. I love the postcard size ones because then people don't lose them and you can attach a thing of Slim to them. Sometimes I write notes on them or whatever. I always have them with me. So that was like a big thing. You don't want to be stuck somewhere where you actually get into a conversation about Plexus. You know, one of those few times where you're like going to put yourself out there and really get into a conversation and then you don't have anything. That's like not a good situation to be in. And then listen to the context clues, whether it be on Facebook or if you're out somewhere and you hear a cashier say they're so tired or someone has migraines or whatever. I try to always do that. Don't say that you're tired around me, because I will tell you that I have something for you. Do not bring up that you're tired. If anyone says that they're tired around you, you should be telling them about Plexus. So, and teacher downline duplication. Tell them what's working for you, what's not working, what's working for other people. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just tell them exactly what they need to be doing and exactly what they need to be telling their downline to do, because that's just how this works. The power of 3. And if everyone gets 3 people, then you're well on your way to the top, and you just have to teach everyone to do the exact same thing. And my biggest thing lately is blocking out your time. You have to treat this like a business to get business results out of it. And to actually sit down every single day, be consistent, block out the time that you need to like spend on self-development or spend on Facebook or meet new potentials for coffee or whatever. You actually have to write it in your calendar or block it out, because it does just get jumbled up in everything and forgotten kind of. I feel like when you're just starting out, you can just kind of hit it when you sit down on the couch and you can just kind of message everyone really quick and get it done. But once you start really building a business, you can't really do that anymore. So time blocking is like huge thing for me that I just recently started blocking out whole sections of my calendar for. Yay! So that's all I have.
That is awesome. I'm glad to hear I'm not going to have to ask you about time blocking anymore.
I did. That's highlighted on my calendar now.
That's huge. And you know, Sarah Marble, who's a diamond, was one of the first ones who started really promoting that. And she time blocks her workouts. She time blocks, you know, her Bible study time, and that's where she goes every day. And she knows, you know, you don't mess with me from 8 to 9 because I'm in the gym, and you don't mess with me from 9 to 9:30 because I'm doing my Bible study.
Yeah.
And having it literally on her calendar makes it happen. And it really makes a huge difference. So absolutely. That one is huge, 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 huge.
Yeah.
Duplication, enormous. You can't get to gold and beyond without the power of duplication, which means learning from your upline and then teaching those below you, and then they teach their people and they teach their people, and that's how this explosive growth happens. Love that business cards. Super awesome idea. Etsy. Go out to Etsy. You can find all kinds of business cards. I have mine in my drawer right here. These are my old ones. But this is an Etsy business card. And mine's a postcard, and then mine's blank on the back. So I can write a note. I can stick a slim. They have cuter ones, whatever. But it's got all the products, got my information on it. And there's lots of different options out on Etsy, for sure. I love it. Let me see what else. Oh, and the list of 100, since you mentioned that. You should always have a list of people that you are reaching out to who are just kind of a brain dump of people who may or may not be interested in the products, the business, whatever. Just a brain dump of 100 people you know. And then what they always say to do is circle your top 20 and then start reaching out to those people and say, hey, I'm doing this amazing business. I want you to join me. Or, hey, these products would help you so much. I know you deal with XYZ, whatever. And when you've exhausted that list of 100 over time, you make a new list. And it's the same thing, making new friends, adding new people to that list, and getting out of your comfort zone. Totally, they all go hand in hand because you're not going to meet new people without getting the heck out of your comfort zone. So yay, I love y'all. You're so good.